Success isn't a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. The moment you decide that you are destined for greatness is the moment you start acting like it. Too often people hold themselves back, believing that success is reserved for the lucky or the exceptional. But the truth is, success is a mindset and anyone can cultivate it. In today's video, we're diving deep into the principles that will unlock your potential and push you to become the best version of yourself. We're talking about the power of belief, consistency, resilience, and unwavering discipline. These are the traits that define those who rise above the ordinary and achieve what others deem impossible. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or the right circumstances. It's about stepping into your potential right now with the mindset that success is already yours. You have the ability to shape your destiny, and by embracing the winning mentality, you'll start to see that every challenge is an opportunity, every failure is a lesson, and every step forward brings you closer to the life you were meant to live. So, stay with me, because this journey will not just inspire you, it will equip you with the tools you need to act like you're destined for success. Let's get started and make this the turning point of your life. Chapter 1. The Power of Belief. Let me ask you something. Do you truly believe that success is meant for you? I'm not talking about saying the words, "I can do this," but genuinely feeling it in your bones. Do you believe that your success is inevitable? That no matter where you start or how many failures you face along the way, your success is guaranteed because you've decided it is? The winning mentality begins with belief. You must first believe that you deserve success. Too many people limit themselves because they don't believe they are capable. They think success is for someone else, or that it's something that happens to the lucky few. But here's the truth. You are no different from those who have achieved great things. The only difference is their unwavering belief that they were destined for greatness. They acted like success was already theirs long before it showed up. Think about the greatest achievers in history, those who've made a lasting impact on the world. Was their path flawless? Absolutely not. They faced setbacks, they stumbled, they fell, but they held one thing steady: their belief in themselves. You see, belief isn't just about thinking, "I can do this." It's about knowing deep within that failure is not an option. It's about having faith that the journey, no matter how challenging, is leading you exactly where you need to go. When you truly believe, every obstacle becomes a lesson, every setback is temporary, and every challenge is just another chance to prove that you were meant for more. Now let's break this down. Belief is not something that simply happens, it's cultivated, it's built. So, how can you strengthen your belief in yourself, your potential, and your future success? Here's how. Start by setting yourself up for success through small wins. Don't wait for some big moment to feel successful. Instead, stack up those small victories. Accomplish something every single day. Whether it's waking up earlier, completing a task you've been avoiding, or pushing through something uncomfortable, each win will build your belief in your own abilities. Also, begin feeding your mind with positive reinforcement. The world will try to tell you that success is a privilege, that it's not for everyone. Ignore it. Read about the people who've risen from nothing. Surround yourself with individuals who believe in their dreams and in your potential too. Replace self-doubt with powerful affirmations that remind you of your worth. And when the inevitable doubts creep in, because they will, use them as fuel. Don't shrink back from doubt, face it head-on. Question those doubts, confront them, and remind yourself of the times you've proven others wrong in the past. Use that as evidence that you are capable. It all starts with one powerful belief. You are destined for success. Embrace that truth, own it, and let it fuel your actions, your mindset, and your life. Because when you believe, success isn't just a possibility, it's a certainty. Chapter 2, The Importance of Consistency. Do you know what separates the dreamers from the achievers? Consistency. It's not the bursts of effort or the moments of inspiration that carry you to success. It's the steady, relentless pursuit, day after day. Success isn't built on occasional brilliance, it's built on consistent, focused action. Think about the athletes you admire, the top performers in any field. They don't rise to the top because of one amazing performance. They rise because they show up every day. They do the work when they don't feel like it. They push through the exhaustion, the doubts, and the moments when it feels easier to quit. And because they keep going, even when the results aren't immediate, they eventually become the best in their field. Now, let's apply that to you. The truth is, there's no secret to success. The most successful people don't have some hidden formula or magic trick. What they have is something far more powerful. A commitment to showing up consistently, no matter the circumstances. But here's the kicker. It's not enough to just show up. Consistency doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over without purpose. It means showing up with a clear focus, a clear intention to grow and improve with every action. Every small effort you put in compounds. And yes, I know that the results might not come immediately, and that's the hard part. But it's the compound effect of consistent action that leads to breakthroughs. Let me give you a powerful example. Think of a small seed. When you plant it in the ground, it doesn't shoot up into a tree overnight. It doesn't even seem to do much at all in the beginning, but with time, water, and care, it begins to grow. It's the same with your dreams. If you plant the seed of your goals today, and you nurture them every single day through action, effort, and persistence, the growth may be invisible at first, but over time, the results will be undeniable. One of the biggest obstacles people face is the desire for immediate results. We live in an age of instant gratification, where we expect things to happen fast. But success doesn't work that way. You might feel like you're not making progress, but remember, small, consistent steps eventually lead to big leaps. So, how can you build a consistent routine that drives you toward your goals? Here's how. First, start by setting a small, achievable goal every day. This doesn't have to be massive, just something you can do consistently. It could be reading for 30 minutes, writing one page, or exercising for 15 minutes. The key is to make sure you do it every day. When you break your larger goals into bite-sized pieces and focus on daily actions, you're creating the foundation for long-term success. Second, track your progress. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Whether it's in a journal, a planner, or a digital tool, track the small steps you're taking each day. This will not only help keep you on track, but will also serve as a reminder of your commitment to your goals. And third, remember to embrace the grind. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results, but remind yourself that consistency is the true key to success. When you keep showing up, even when it feels like nothing's happening, you are laying the groundwork for breakthroughs you can't yet see. Consistency is the true measure of your commitment to success. It's the work you do when no one is watching, when it's tough, when you're tired, and when the world tells you to stop. It's the quiet, unglamorous effort that builds the momentum needed to push you through the hard times and ultimately take you to your destination. Success isn't about brilliance, it's about consistency. And the moment you decide to show up every single day, without fail, is the moment you've set yourself on the path to winning. Chapter 3. The Power of Resilience. You've probably heard this phrase before, fall down 7 times, get up 8. It's not just a catchy slogan, it's the foundation of every successful story ever told. The path to success is paved with failure, setbacks, and obstacles. But it's also paved with the resilience to keep moving forward, no matter how many times you fall. Failure is a powerful teacher. It reveals our weaknesses, exposes our fears, and challenges our assumptions. But failure also ignites something deep within us. It awakens the drive to try again, to push harder, and to never settle for less than what we are capable of achieving. Those who succeed don't avoid failure, they learn to embrace it. They understand that every failure is an opportunity to learn, to improve, and to become stronger. Resilience is the muscle you build when you face adversity and continue to move forward, no matter how heavy the weight of the struggle. It's not about being invincible. It's about being able to bend without breaking, to get up every time you're knocked down, and to keep fighting even when the odds seem insurmountable. Resilience is what separates those who achieve from those who never try. Let me give you an example. Think about an athlete who injures themselves during training. They don't just stop after one injury. No, they rehab, they rest, and they push themselves even harder when they're back on their feet. The reason they succeed is that they understand that setbacks are a part of the process. The truly resilient person does not see failure as the end. They see it as the fuel that drives them forward. Now, you might be thinking, what if I fail too many times? What if I don't have the strength to keep going? That's a natural fear, and one that has held many people back. But let me tell you something, you are stronger than you think. Your resilience is not determined by how many times you fall, but by how many times you choose to get back up. So how do you cultivate this resilience? Here's what you need to focus on. First, develop a mindset that views setbacks as part of the journey. It's not about avoiding failure, but about accepting it as a natural part of success. The moment you shift your thinking from, "I can't handle failure," to "failure is a stepping stone," you begin to build an unshakable foundation. Second, keep your vision clear. When you know where you're headed and why you're going there, resilience becomes easier. It's much harder to quit when you have a deep, emotional connection to your purpose. When the road gets tough, your why will push you to keep going. And finally, take it one step at a time. Resilience isn't about trying to conquer everything at once. It's about showing up and doing what you can every single day. Even if the progress feels slow, it's still progress. And that's what counts. If you can embrace failure, if you can face the storms and keep your feet grounded, then nothing will ever be able to stop you. You'll bounce back stronger, smarter, and more equipped to succeed than you ever imagined. Resilience is the ultimate power you can develop, because it's the one thing that ensures you never stay down for long. Life will challenge you, but the moment you decide that you won't let any setback define you, that's the moment you've unlocked your true potential. Chapter 4. Taking responsibility for your success. Many people live in a state of denial about their own role in their success or lack thereof. They blame external factors, their job, their upbringing, their lack of opportunities, or even bad luck. But here's the hard truth. You are the one in control of your future. And until you take responsibility for where you are and where you want to go, nothing will change. Taking responsibility means acknowledging that you are the author of your story, no one else. Your choices, your habits, your actions, and your mindset have all led you to this point. And if you want to change your life, you have to start by accepting that you have the power to create that change. No one can do it for you. Think about successful people you admire. Do they make excuses for their failures? Do they blame their circumstances for their lack of progress? Absolutely not. They take full responsibility for every aspect of their journey. They take responsibility for the choices they make, the habits they form, and the way they respond to challenges. Taking responsibility is not about blaming yourself for past mistakes or regrets. It's about empowering yourself to move forward. It's about saying, no matter what has happened before, I am in control now, and I can choose to take different actions from this point onward. Let's break it down. First, you have to stop blaming other people or external situations. It's easy to say, I can't do this because I don't have the right resources, or I could be further along if only I had more support. But every time you point the finger at someone or something else, you're giving away your power. When you stop blaming and start owning your decisions, you take back control over your destiny. Next, take full ownership of your actions. It's easy to give up when things aren't going your way, but the winners, the people who truly succeed, are the ones who take responsibility for their failures and learn from them. They understand that mistakes are part of the process, not something to be ashamed of. Every failure is an opportunity to grow, to adapt, and to try again with more wisdom. Taking responsibility also means you must be accountable to yourself. No one is going to check in with you to make sure you're on track toward your goals. If you want success, you must create the systems and habits that hold you accountable. This could mean setting daily goals, tracking your progress, and taking consistent action even on the days when it's hard or when you don't feel motivated. Finally, remember that your mindset plays a huge role in responsibility. When you view your success as something that is entirely in your hands, it changes everything. It removes any feeling of helplessness or victimhood and replaces it with a feeling of empowerment. You can change your situation. You can create the life you want, but only if you take full responsibility for it. Success is not about waiting for the right moment or the perfect set of circumstances. It's about deciding that you are going to make things happen no matter what. It's about saying, "This is my life and I am in charge." When you take full responsibility for your actions, your mindset and your goals, you become the creator of your own destiny. Remember, the road to success is built one decision at a time. Take responsibility for every choice you make, and you'll realize that you already have the power to shape your future. Chapter 5. The importance of vision. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle isn't just in the actions they take, but in the clarity of the vision they hold for themselves. A strong, compelling vision pulls you toward your goals even when the road is tough. It keeps you going when things get hard. Without a vision, you're just moving through life, responding to events, rather than proactively creating your destiny. Think about the most successful individuals you know or look up to. What do they all have in common? A clear, burning vision of what they want to accomplish. They know exactly where they're going, and they're laser-focused on that end goal. This vision drives them, gives them purpose, and fuels their actions. Without it, nothing would hold their attention long enough to make meaningful progress. So how can you create a vision that propels you towards success? It starts with clarity. You need to be able to see your goals clearly, as if they are already achieved. What does your dream life look like? What does your ideal career look like? What does the best version of yourself feel like, act like, and live like? Take a moment right now to really imagine your ideal future. Picture yourself waking up every day, excited about the possibilities ahead. See yourself living the life you've always dreamed of. What does that life look like? Who are you with? What work are you doing? Where are you? And most importantly, how does it feel? The more vivid and clear your vision is, the more likely you are to achieve it. Your vision should inspire you to take action every day. It should be a vision so compelling that, when things get tough, you'll push through because you can see the end result clearly in your mind's eye. It should be the fuel that fires your passion when everything else seems to be working against you. But here's the catch. A vision without action is just a daydream. It's not enough to simply imagine the life you want. You need to back that vision with consistent, focused action. Each small step you take moves you closer to the reality of your vision, but without action, your vision will remain just that, a vision, without substance, without reality. So, how do you bring your vision to life? Start by breaking it down into clear, achievable steps. What can you do today that brings you closer to your long-term goal? What habits, routines, or actions can you implement right now to make that vision a reality? Your vision is not just about having a mental picture of success. It's about having the courage to work toward that vision every single day, even when it feels impossible, even when it feels like you're making no progress. If you have the vision and you back it with action, then nothing will stand in your way. When you're clear on what you want and why you want it, you'll find the motivation to keep pushing forward, even in the face of adversity. Your vision will act as your compass, guiding you through tough times and keeping you focused on the path ahead. Now is the time to create your vision for the future. Don't wait for life to show you what you're capable of. Take charge and design the life you want. Because the moment you have a vision, you begin to manifest that future, one thought and one action at a time. Chapter 6. Mastering your time. Time. It's the one resource that no one can buy, no one can regain once it's gone. And yet many people waste it. They let the days slip by, consumed by distractions, procrastination, and a sense of never-ending urgency. But here's the truth. If you want to be successful, you have to master your time. You have to treat it as the invaluable, limited resource that it is. Because if you don't control your time will control you. The most successful people on earth are not the ones who work the longest hours. They are the ones who know how to use their time with intention and purpose. They don't just fill their day with busy work. They focus on what truly matters and invest their time in the activities that will bring them closer to their goals. They don't waste time on trivial matters. They prioritize what's important and make sure to dedicate their energy to things that will yield the greatest results. So, how do you begin to master your time? It starts with understanding that time is not just about managing tasks, it's about managing your focus. When you have clear goals, you can filter everything you do through the lens of those goals. Every decision becomes easier because you're constantly asking yourself, is this moving me closer to where I want to go, or is it taking me further away? First, get clear on your priority. What are the things that truly matter to you? What are the goals you're working toward? Your time is precious, so every minute should be spent working toward those goals. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day hustle, but if you don't have a clear understanding of where your time is going, you'll end up spending it on things that don't contribute to your success. Next, start using the 80/20 principle. This principle states that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. If you're spending the majority of your time on low-value tasks, you're wasting precious hours that could be used for things that truly matter. Identify the 20% of activities that will give you the greatest return on your time and focus your energy on those. Another key to mastering your time is learning to say no. Many people struggle with time management because they take on too many commitments. They spread themselves too thin, saying yes to everything that comes their way, and end up burned out and unproductive. To truly master your time, you have to be willing to say no to distractions, no to things that aren't aligned with your goals, and yes only to what will bring you closer to your vision. But perhaps the most important aspect of time mastery is focus. We live in a world filled with distractions. Every notification, every email, every phone call is an interruption. To master your time, you need to learn how to focus deeply on one task at a time. This means eliminating distractions, setting clear boundaries, and creating an environment that allows you to concentrate fully on your most important work. Here's a technique that can help you stay on track: the Pomodoro technique. This technique involves working for 25 minutes straight, followed by a 5-minute break. After completing 4 cycles, you take a longer break, around 15-30 minutes. This method helps you maintain focus while avoiding burnout, and it ensures that you're consistently making progress without feeling overwhelmed. But remember, time mastery is not about perfection. It's about being intentional. It's about making sure that every moment counts. So, stop waiting for the right time. The right time is now. Master your time, and you master your future. When you take control of your time, you take control of your life. Time doesn't wait for anyone, but you can make the most of every moment by making intentional choices, staying focused, and aligning your actions with your goals. Time is the ultimate tool for success. The question is, will you use it wisely? Chapter 7. Overcoming fear and doubt. Fear is something every person faces at some point, especially when they're about to step into something new or challenge themselves. But here's the truth. Fear doesn't go away. It's not something you can avoid. It's something you have to face head-on every single day. The most successful people are not the ones who don't experience fear. No, the ones who act in spite of it. They've learned to transform their fear into fuel, to use it as a driving force that propels them forward rather than allowing it to hold them back. Fear is a natural part of growth. It's your body's way of signaling that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. And when you're pushing towards something great, that's exactly where you want to be, outside your comfort zone, expanding your limits, stretching into the unknown. But far too many people let fear dictate their actions. They hear the voice of doubt creeping in, telling them it's too risky, telling them they're not ready, and they stop. They hold themselves back, paralyzed by the idea of failure. The real question is, what would your life look like if you didn't let fear control you? What would you accomplish if you took bold action every time you felt fear creeping in, rather than letting it stop you in your tracks? The key to overcoming fear and doubt is not to wait for them to disappear. They never will. The key is to act anyway. Every time you step forward, in spite of the fear, you weaken its grip on you. Every time you push through, the next step becomes a little easier. Over time, fear no longer controls you. It becomes a part of the process, a signal that you're on the right path. But here's the catch. To overcome fear, you need to change the way you view it. You need to stop seeing fear as something to avoid and start seeing it as a sign that you're on the verge of growth. Fear is simply a reflection of the challenge ahead. It means you're about to do something that matters, something that will push you toward your goals. Think about it. Every time you've ever pushed through fear, you've come out stronger on the other side. The first time you rode a bike, the first time you spoke in public, the first time you took a big risk, they were all scary moments. But you survived them, and with each new challenge, you grew, you learned, and you became more confident. That's how you build resilience. That's how you take control of your life. So how do you overcome fear and doubt? Here are a few strategies. First, acknowledge the fear. Don't try to suppress it or ignore it. Recognize it for what it is, a signal that you're stepping into something new. And then make the decision that fear will not dictate your actions. Choose to act in spite of it. Second, break your big goals into smaller, manageable steps. Fear often arises when we see the whole picture, the mountain ahead of us, and it feels overwhelming. But when you break the mountain down into smaller hills, the journey becomes more manageable. Focus on the next step, not the entire climb. Third, use the power of visualization. Visualize yourself succeeding. Picture yourself overcoming the obstacles and pushing through the fear. When you see yourself succeeding in your mind, you give yourself the confidence to take action in the real world. This powerful technique rewires your brain to believe that success is inevitable. And finally, embrace failure as part of the process. Fear often comes from the idea that failure will be devastating. But what if you redefined failure? What if you saw it as a lesson, not a setback? Failure is just feedback. It's not the end of the road. It's an opportunity to learn and adjust your approach. When you stop fearing failure, you're free to take the risks necessary for success. Remember, fear is not the enemy. Fear is a guide. It's a sign that you're growing, pushing beyond your limits and moving closer to your goals. The question is not, how do I eliminate fear, but how do I use fear to fuel my journey? When you choose to act in the face of fear, you begin to unlock the door to your true potential. Fear will always be there, but it doesn't have to hold you back. Instead, it can be the catalyst for your greatest achievement. Chapter 8. The role of self-discipline. Self-discipline is the secret weapon of every successful person. It's the ability to stay focused on your long-term goals, even when distractions and temptations threaten to pull you off course. Self-discipline isn't about forcing yourself to do things you don't enjoy. It's about making the right choices, even when they're hard, and consistently doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. The truth is, success isn't built on motivation alone. Motivation comes and goes. It's fleeting, like a spark that ignites a fire but can easily burn out. Discipline, on the other hand, is like the steady fuel that keeps the fire burning long after the initial spark has faded. It's about creating the habits, routines, and mindset that allow you to stay on track, even when your emotions or circumstances are telling you to quit. Think about your goals. If you only worked toward them when you felt motivated, how often would you actually take action? Probably not very often. Success requires consistent, focused effort over time, and that effort can only come from self-discipline. This is the reason so many people fail. They have big dreams and a lot of motivation at first, but when the excitement fades, they give up. They don't have the discipline to keep going when the road gets tough, when the initial thrill is gone. Self-discipline is about making the choice every day to do what's necessary to achieve your goals, even when you'd rather do something else. It's about waking up early, even when you'd rather sleep in. It's about pushing through your resistance to go to the gym, even when you don't feel like it. It's about working on your project when you'd rather binge-watch TV. It's about making the sacrifices today that will pay off in the future. The key to self-discipline is not trying to be perfect. It's not about being rigid or punishing yourself for small mistakes. It's about consistency. It's about building habits that move you closer to your goals every single day. And when you slip up, which you will, it's about getting back on track without beating yourself up. It's about recognizing that discipline isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. So, how do you develop self-discipline? It starts with understanding the power of habits. Your habits shape your life, and your habits are a direct reflection of your self-discipline. If you want to become more disciplined, start by identifying the habits that are holding you back and replacing them with habits that support your success. For example, if you struggle with procrastination, the first step is to break down your tasks into smaller, more manageable parts. Focus on the next step, not the entire project, and commit to completing that small task every day. Over time, as you continue taking action, the momentum will build, and the task will no longer seem as daunting. Another powerful tool for building self-discipline is setting clear, specific goals. The more precise your goals are, the easier it is to stay focused. It's easy to lose motivation when you're not sure exactly what you're working toward. But when you know exactly what you want and have a clear plan to get there, it becomes much easier to stay disciplined. Accountability is also a crucial component. Tell someone about your goals, or better yet, find someone who can hold you accountable. When someone else is invested in your success, you're more likely to stay disciplined. Knowing that someone is counting on you to follow through creates an additional layer of commitment that can push you to keep going when your willpower starts to fade. And finally, remember that self-discipline is a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. Start small, build consistency, and over time your self-discipline will become an automatic part of who you are. Discipline is what separates those who talk about their dreams and those who actually live them. When you have the discipline to stay focused and keep going no matter what, you unlock the door to your success. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Chapter 9. Embracing the power of persistence. Persistence is one of the most powerful traits you can develop on the road to success. It's the unwavering determination to keep going, even when the odds are stacked against you, even when failure seems imminent, and even when you feel like giving up. Persistence is the force that keeps you moving forward when everything else says you should stop. It's the quiet but fierce voice that says, "I will keep going no matter what." Elaborate. Success isn't built on talent or luck. It's built on persistence. Think about the greatest achievers in history. They didn't reach their goals because they had some innate magical ability. They reached their goals because they refused to quit. They failed, yes, but they got back up. They faced rejection, but they kept knocking on doors. They experienced frustration, but they kept showing up. And that's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. The ability to keep going when it feels like the world is against you. Here's a powerful truth. When you're on the brink of giving up, you're often closer to success than you realize. So many people quit just before the breakthrough. They stop trying just when things are about to turn around. Persistence means you have the courage to keep going, even when the finish line seems out of sight. It's about pushing through the tough days, the days when it feels like nothing is happening, and trusting that every step, no matter how small, is getting you closer to where you want to be. But persistence isn't just about blindly pushing forward. It's about being smart and strategic in your persistence. It's about knowing when to adjust your approach, to tweak your methods, and to find a new way if the old one isn't working. Persistence isn't stubbornness. It's the ability to adapt, to stay committed to your goal while remaining flexible in your methods. It's about finding different paths when one door closes, and then knocking on the next door with even more determination. Let's talk about the power of compound persistence. It's not the one big push that gets you to your goals. It's the steady, consistent effort over time. This is the principle that small, persistent actions compound into extraordinary results. Think about this. If you keep taking consistent action every day, no matter how small, over time, that action will accumulate. It's like saving pennies each day. Eventually, those pennies add up to something significant. Take a moment to reflect on your journey so far. Have you ever started something with excitement, only to lose steam halfway through? Or perhaps you've experienced setbacks that made you question whether you should continue? This is where persistence becomes essential. Those moments of doubt are inevitable. The journey towards success is not a straight line. It's a series of peaks and valleys, and sometimes it feels like you're stuck in a valley with no way out. But this is when persistence is most powerful. It's during these difficult times that your commitment to your goals will carry you through. Persistence also requires a deep belief in the value of your goals. When you're clear on your why, the reason behind your dreams, you can dig deeper when times get tough. Your why becomes the fuel that powers you through those days when giving up feels easier. It reminds you why you started in the first place and reignites the fire that may have started to dim. Here's how you can strengthen your persistence. Set smaller, achievable goals. Break down your big goals into manageable steps. This allows you to see progress more quickly and gives you a sense of accomplishment along the way. Develop a routine. Create a daily or weekly routine that keeps you on track. Consistency breeds persistence, and a solid routine makes it easier to stay focused and continue working toward your goals. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge every bit of progress, no matter how small. Celebrating these wins keeps you motivated and reinforces the habit of persistence. Focus on the long-term vision. While small, incremental steps are crucial, don't lose sight of your ultimate goal. Keep your vision alive in your mind and use it to fuel your persistence on the days when it feels hard. Surround yourself with support. Find a community or network of people who will encourage and motivate you. Their belief in your potential can help you push through when your own belief wavers. Persistence doesn't mean that you won't experience failure, frustration, or moments of doubt. It means that when those things come, you won't let them stop you. You'll get back up, keep going, and remain committed to your vision. Remember, your breakthrough might be just around the corner. The moment you decide to keep going, to stay persistent, is the moment that you guarantee your success. So, no matter how tough it gets, don't stop now. Keep going. You are capable. You are resilient. You are persistent, and that is what will bring you closer to the success you're destined for. Chapter 10. Becoming unstoppable. Becoming unstoppable isn't about being perfect. It's not about avoiding failure, never doubting yourself, or never facing setbacks. It's about making the decision to keep moving forward, no matter what. It's about developing a mindset that no matter how hard things get, you will never quit. You are committed, focused, and determined to reach your goals, no matter how long it takes. You see, there will always be obstacles. There will always be challenges that test your resolve. Life will throw curveballs your way, and the world will sometimes make you feel like you're too small to make an impact. But here's the thing. When you believe in yourself, when you embody these principles, when you take action every single day, nothing can stop you. The true power lies in your decision to show up day after day, even when it's difficult, even when the results aren't immediate, and even when others don't understand your vision. When you become relentless in your pursuit of success, no matter how many obstacles are in your path, you'll realize that the only thing that truly can stop you is yourself. So, the final challenge for you right now is to make the decision to never give up, to commit to your dreams, to choose success, not just as a destination, but as a way of life. You've already laid the groundwork with everything you've learned. Now it's time to make this journey unstoppable. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are destined for success. But remember, success doesn't come by waiting. It comes by showing up, working hard, staying focused, and refusing to stop. You've got this. Don't ever forget that. Before we wrap up, I have one last thing to ask. If you found this message helpful, if you feel empowered and ready to take action, then don't wait, subscribe to this channel. Keep learning, keep growing, and surround yourself with a community of people who are committed to success just like you. Hit that subscribe button and let's continue this journey together. There's so much more ahead. You are unstoppable. Let's make it happen.